T3 Media.
Oh, it did a super kind of a glitch that actually was pretty cool. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Medias, your home for entertainment news, reactions, and reviews by fans, for fans. I'm your host, Chris Fagan, and tonight we're going to do our review. We just, me and my wife and I, oh, by the way, I better hurry and introduce before I get in trouble. Joy Fagan is back with me in studio. This is a professional show, by the way. I always have to remember to, whenever we do the show, remember mostly think about it as far as being a live stream. It also has to be, keep in mind it's a podcast as well. So for those of you who did not, or listening to this and you did not see what happened, I almost forgot to switch the damn camera and introduce my wife. But we just saw a movie, Fall Guy. We're going to review that real fast, guys. So if you don't, we're not going to spoil anything or anything like that. We're just going to give you our quick thoughts on it and a few other topics that's going on for the week real fast before the clock strikes midnight. It's late. We don't really do shows this late, but I just wanted to get this content out, mostly because I'm trying to get the numbers right. This is episode 296, and I'm trying to get it all the way up to the point where when we do our show at Comic Palooza, that is episode 300. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the topics that we're talking about, I'm going to talk a little bit about Star Wars because it's May the 4th. We're going to talk Fall Guy, and a little bit, I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on the pay-per-view for Backlash for WWE if you're a wrestling fan. So for topic number one, if you guys want to give me any of let's do this for fun, guys. Top 5 stunts in a movie. What are your top 5 stunts from any action movie or any movie that you can think of? Give me in the chat, in the box, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this after it was streamed. Give me your top 5 stunts. For WWE topic, give me your top 5 pay-per-view moments. Maybe let's make a WrestleMania moment. Give me your top 5 WrestleMania moments and your top 5. Give me the order of the Star Wars movies from order to least favorite to favorite. Give me your top 5. What is your Star Wars top 5? So with all that out the way, and like I said, put it in the chat. If you're watching us live, I'm monitoring the live chat. Let me know what you guys, give me your top 5s from those 3 things: Star Wars, wrestling, stunts. All right, starting with stunts. We just got through seeing Fall Guy. Right off the bat, Joy, what did you think about this movie starring, Emily Blunt, Ryan Gosling? What did you think?
I loved it. Had a blast.
You had a blast more than I did. I liked it too, but you, in a deeper level, what was overall that you thought about it?
It's just a lot of fun. I mean, Ryan Gosling he's funny.
He's fun.
And I love comedy, so, and it had action and stunts, lots of stunts.
Even though you didn't get the connection that it was a remake
until the very end.
To the very, very end. What was it that hit you from because this was a remake from the TV show,
song
of the same name, right?
Yes.
It was called The Fall Guy.
It was the song when the credits started rolling that I went,
oh yeah,
crap, that was a TV show about a stuntman. Because I recognized the theme song of the show. And then,
I didn't, none of that hit me. I knew that it was a remake.
I just had never heard them discuss that it was, I missed all that part.
I heard that the director, because I knew he was doing a love letter to stunt movies. They're like the unsung heroes. We were just talking about that on the car ride home. This movie was a lot of fun. I did feel like it was a little long. There was a lot of that, like they said, that love letter to stunts. They wanted to throw it all in there.
A lot of people, I don't know what the target age range of people that they hope will be watching this movie, because I feel like I'm at the very bottom end of people who are going to remember that TV show, because I was like 5.
Yeah, you're right.
So most people are going to need to be older than myself, and are they watching this movie? Are they going out and watching it?
I don't think that's I think that's the brilliant thing about this movie. I think if you're from that generation who did watch that show and you knew that connection, this is a movie. This is a love letter for you. If you know nothing about that, if you're just a person, like a guy's guy or whatever, girl's girl who just loves this shit, see shit blow up, this movie is for you. Ironically, it's also a interesting love story. It was big on the campiness, the
and
cheesiness,
it's really not
and
like
all
a
that.
remake. It's not something that was like a reboot. So like they
100%
copied.
no.
No,
Yeah. It
because
was an
it's-
original type of.
Yeah, it's
Even though it
definitely different.
called
there was a
references
callback,
and Easter eggs and stuff.
yes, names and different
Right.
things, but it's not like, oh my gosh, this is the same as the TV show. It's
Not
the same.
at all.
Not the
So that, and that was, like I said, learning that after we watched the movie, that was the brilliant thing about it. If you know nothing about this this TV show, if you know nothing about about any of that history, it doesn't really matter. If you're just a Ryan Gosling fan, if you're just an Emily Blunt fan, if you're just a fan of just seeing stuff blow up, this movie is for you. And it compacts all the other tropes of movies, cheesy love stories, campy action movies. It tries to throw it all, a mystery. It tries to mash a lot of things in one. So if you're a fan of a certain number of different types of genres, action, sci-fi, all that's a campy, just silly popcorn humor, it's all in there. And it was a good little, and twists and things like that. It was a lot of things, and to the point where at first, for a couple of scenes, I was like, oh, this is a little too much was happening, but then it kind of worked.
even the movie that she's making is like a cheesy 70s, 80s type of a movie.
Yeah, that movie would have definitely came out in the 80s. That's a good point. That's a good point. The movie that they were making within the movie would have been taken seriously in the 80s. That is a good point. We realized that. But once the movie was over, and like overall, everybody not Ryan Gosling, but he was the stuntman to, what was the other actor's name? Aaron Taylor Johnson or something like that. He was great. This was Ryan Gosling's movie, but he was great. All the other,
apparently was channeling Matthew McConaughey's voice.
Oh yeah,
really country voice. I was like, what are we doing here? British.
Right. Emily Blunt was playing an American, but I noticed her accent kind of broke a couple of times. What's her name from the TV show that we love?
Ted Lasso.
From Ted Lasso. I was so happy to see her. What's her name?
She didn't sing.
I was
waiting for it.
I was waiting for her to sing.
She just made a reference. They're just going to butcher all my favorite songs.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to make her sing. It was a karaoke moment, by the way. I won't. Overall, we had a great time with it.
Stephanie Sue from Everywhere, Everything,
All at Once was in it. There was a twist. There was a surprise actor in this movie too. And if you don't know, let's not give that one away. I want that one to be a surprise.
Duke was great.
Winston Duke. But we've seen a lot of callbacks to, if you're a fan of the original show. That show came out when I was 1 year old. I don't know much. So you were watching reruns of it. By the time I was like old enough to watch stuff like that, I was watching Knight Rider and things like that.
I grew up at my granny's house all the time, and so they were watching this stuff. So
old reruns from the 70s and 80s, early 80s that I was watching was mostly like Three's Company or Good Times and things like that, Knight Rider and stuff like that. But I never heard of Fall Guy, but I'm interested in learning a little bit more about it. Obviously, all the stunt people that were in the movie that were regular actors. I recognize some stunt people, so I'm pretty sure that this is a chance, like the director said, was to give the flowers and some praise to some people that are being forgotten and not getting the credit that they deserve.
I love the dog.
In the industry. The dog stole it. The dog stole it. Overall, what would you rate that film? Is it a rewatchable one for you?
Oh yeah, I'll watch it. I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I think so too. It's rewatchable. It's not. I don't know how well I thought going into it that it was going to I think this movie's gonna make profit. It's gonna make bank, but I don't think it's gonna go near where some people were thinking. Could this be another $1 billion movie? I don't think it's gonna make $1 billion.
Oh, yeah, I don't know
Anything's possible, but I think it's gonna be a profitable one and a successful one. But it's Saturday night, and it wasn't really that many people in. We went to Adobe. It was loud. I mean, that's a type of movie you watch in IMAX and everything. But it was great, a great watch and a good time and a fun time. It's a good date movie. It's a good movie just to watch by yourself. It's all that. But I think it'll be a nice little hit for Ryan. It's not. I don't think it'll flop or anything like that. But for me, it could have been like 15 minutes shorter, and it would have worked a little bit better. But that was my only criticism of it. I'd say 7 out of 10 for me. What about you, Bab?
I give it at least. Me personally, I'll give it a 9.
Give it a 9. You're up there with the 9. Okay.
And his Miami Vice jacket.
A 10 for that Miami Vice jacket. Yeah, that was good. That was a good callback to another 80s action. Yeah, that was a good callback too. So overall, we had fun with it. It was good. We had to debate real fast. We had to debate about Oscars for stunt people. Mm-hmm. I know I got to look into it a little bit more on why it's such a controversy and why Oscars is having trouble with making that a category. But I'm thinking if you can't do it for whatever reason, because a lot of stunts are done digitally, a lot of stunts are done practically, and you can't really, it's too much to figure out. I'm like, how about a lifetime achievement thing for a stunt person's body of work? Pick a man, pick a woman, two men, 2 women that's been in the industry in the stunt world for years. Give them their Oscars, and also pick a fallen stunt man and woman who's from the past, who's either died on who just passed, whether it's been natural causes or whatever, or on set or whatever. Someone who's no longer with us. Honor 2 past stunt people. I think that's a fair way to do it, even if it's one of those Oscars that they give that's not on the main show. It's like before the show really starts. Something like that. Something.
I mean, I feel like they ought to be. I mean, we've added so many other categories for special effects and drawing and,
I don't know the history of it, but I heard there's
music and scores, and we've added so many categories to honor behind the scenes things. I don't see why. I gotta
dive into it again. There's a technical reason why. I forgot. I gotta look it up again. Hey guys, if you guys know, if you want to comment, if you know the reason why stunt guys aren't getting their praise like they should be. I forgot the technical reason why, because there's so many things that involve. There's so many people involved. One stunt maybe could involve so many digital people, practical people.
Well, at least even
who you give the award
sometimes the award is a team, because they'll say the special effects crew, they get Oscars for work done on a movie as that whole team. Right. So again, then not necessarily one stunt person, but everyone in a movie is nominated for its stunts.
So who gets the award? Maybe that's the problem. With so many people involved, maybe there's too many Oscars that they can, we only got so much gold or something. I don't know. Maybe that's then I say give the main people the trophy, and then give the rest this honorable plaques or something. I don't know, something. They got to give. I feel like now, especially after this movie comes out, they got to give them something. Guys, let us know what you guys think on that. And said your top 5. Give me your top 5 favorite stunts in the movie. I got to sit down and think about that for me. But overall, I gave it a 7 out of 10. You're at a 9 out of 10 on it, and that's our rating on it. Go check it out. It's worth it. It's worth. One last thing: the dynamic between Gosling and Blunt. The way they talk to each other, with the innuendos and the beating around the bush kind of a way of speaking, flirting, but trying to keep it low key, but it was super obvious. That was funny. That was kind of cute, the way they talk to each other. I was like you're not fooling anybody, but at the same time they weren't trying to fool anybody. It was awkward. It was a lot of fun. It was a good couple movie. Let us know what you guys think. Comment below. And thanks, babe. You got help me out with that one, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that. And I'll move on to my other topics. The other topics I watched mostly myself. I mean, you watched a little bit of. We'll talk about. I was going to talk a little bit about WWE Backlash. So while I was watching my pay-per-view, you can slide it. Well, I'll take it. Yeah, I was. I'll just say this. I watched the WWE pay-per-view that was in France, Backlash, WWE Backlash. I had a lot of thoughts on it, and I'll just say this real fast. I didn't think about that. I was like, maybe you can, after we talk about Fall Guy, you can leave it, but I still need you to work the thing, so I'll be fast. WWE Backlash, guys. If you guys saw this with me, here's my quick thoughts on what I thought about WWE Backlash this year. I thought the best match of this whole pay-per-view was, in my opinion, it was between Bayley, Tiffany, and Naomi. That France crowd was crazy, and it was like a WrestleMania crowd on crack. That crowd was nuts, and I feel like only because it was like, hey, they don't really come to France that much, so we gonna have fun. And I saw people on Twitter in real time like, the crowd is pissing me off, and they're like, no, they were having fun.
I told you they had issued noise warnings.
Yeah,
that the
decibel. You said
so loud.
People. It would be dangerous to people.
100 decibels at a constant period of time. They were telling you you're at risk of damaging your ears.
That crowd was awesome, but I'm thinking about a new side hustle. I'm going to start selling earplugs and earphones, $20 a pop or $10, $20 a pop at WrestleMania or pay-per-views now. If the crowds are going to be that lit, because that was wild how loud they got. Naomi, when her big pay-per-view title match, in that match, she got the crowd reaction that she's deserved for years. She will. I saw her on Twitter. She acknowledged it. Somebody was like, "That's the greatest reaction to Naomi that she's ever gotten." And I hope that same energy is there when she comes back to the States. I hope so. I'm like 30% sure that it could, but I'm like 70% that it won't. I mean, because I don't know why. I don't know the crowd isn't with Naomi the way I feel like she should, but I feel like this match, the way Bayley and Naomi did it, will uplift her more. Maybe she'll be more of a title contender that'll be taken more seriously, and maybe she won't be. I feel like she may be being a little punished for leaving and coming back, but maybe I'm just being paranoid. But I feel like after that reaction, she's going to do great. Tiffany is going to be a future champion. It's inevitable. And those three ladies did a lot to elevate the division, for women's division. I felt like the worst match after was the Bloodline Randy Orton match. But one thing I did like about it is that in the middle of it, I was like, if they're going to do in the future a Civil War, if Roman Reigns comes back and he gets his Usos back, that's 3 against 2. What's Solo going to do? It's just him and this other dude. And then boom, right as I was thinking that and said that, we got a new member of in the new Bloodline. So there's going to be a Civil War. But that match overall, it was entertaining. It was fun. It had the tables, ladders, and chairs, and all that good stuff. But overall, it wasn't. For me, it was the worst one. After that, I think I thought that the tag team match with not bad. I almost said Bayley, with Sasha Banks, Jade Cargill, and I gotta say it correctly.
Kabuki.
The Kabuki Warriors. I almost said something else that begins with a B. That match was great until it wasn't. There was a few botched moments in that match. They cleaned it up in the end. I tweeted out that there was a lot of miscommunications that was happening. It seems like even maybe language misfire between Sane and the ref and things like some missteps and stuff. But they cleaned it up, and in the end, it ended. I could tell. This is my theory, and I tweeted this on T3 Media Studios Twitter account. I feel like the reason why they decided to put Jade and Bianca Belair together as partners to build was twofold. Because Jade is known for not having been developed up and as she probably needs to be to function as what she could be in the future in the WWE. So for them not to make a mistake on putting her out too fast and like what happened with Roman Reigns and becoming a person that feel like she's not worthy of her space, I feel like they're pairing her up with Sasha. With Bianca to get her skills sharpened, especially with her, because if they're in the future going to make them a rivalry, them learning from each other and partnering with each other will be good because they'll know each other a little bit more intimately in the ring. What they put together in this pay-per-view, what they choreographed was a lot of wow moments. So once Jade is developed up and learns what she needs to learn, and especially with Bianca, they will become a huge rivalry whenever or if ever that happens. I feel like that's my theory on that. Then another funny moment, my wife was watching this with me a little bit when Jey Uso went for the world championship belt against.
Well, you walked away for a second.
What's his name? Damian Priest. And I walked away for a second, and my wife caught it. And what was that you said?
I said, "Why did he just walk like that
on the
and
steps?"
You were like, "Huh?" And I was like, "He like picked up his jacket and like walked in." And I was like, "What was that?"
I missed it, and I was like, "Oh my God." Damian Priest is leaning into being called the bisexual Undertaker. I said he was wearing a long trench coat, right? Mm-hmm. She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Did he?" I said, "Walk like what?" Because she didn't describe what he did. I said, "Did he?" "Did he lift his coat like that?" And then she said, "Yeah, that's exactly what he did." And she was laughing. I said, I had to show her a picture of the Undertaker, the old, I'm like, that's what the Undertaker. And the way he did it was, you knew why, because it was a trench coat. He was moving it out the way for his legs to move.
He held his hands when he walked.
And the Undertaker did it the same way, but because the Undertaker is the Undertaker, he's taken seriously. But for some reason, Damian Priest does it, and he's being called the bisexual Undertaker, and it's a joke. He's leaning in on it. It's. I think he did it on purpose to lean in on it, to like, screw you guys. All right, if I'm gonna be the bisexual Undertaker, fine. All right, I'll start doing some more Undertaker things. But when he does his hair like that, he can't get away from it. So I think he's leaning in on it. Maybe he will become the new equivalent of the Undertaker. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he's leaning in on it. But it was funny because I was a few seconds away from telling her about that bisexual Undertaker joke.
I just wasn't expecting it because he has this very angry, serious look on his face.
So does the Undertaker.
He's all like, and I was like, "What is going on?"
And I was a few seconds away from telling her about it, and she caught it first. I was like, "Yeah, okay, he's leaning in on it. He's leaning in on his." He's openly bisexual, like Undertaker. There you go. I thought that was awesome. That was funny. So let's see what if we get a few more call backs to that. Last but not least, the main event. The undisputed world title with AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. It was a good match. The crowd was way more into it than I thought they would, but only because the word phenomenal. AJ Styles' name, he's the phenomenal one. And for some reason, whenever you say phenomenal in France, that's a thing that they react on. Another thing that they kept doing was
figure out what they were chanting in French.
Yeah, whenever it was a 1-2 count, it was 1, 2, and then they would say Simplement do. Only a 2 count. Only two.
Simply a 2.
Simply a 2. And if you don't know, now you know. That's what they were saying.
That
Simply
and a lot of
2.
Apparently sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu, which means damn it. Sacre bleu. But the match was fine. It was that they did a great job. It was nothing really phenomenal about it. For me, like I said, the best match was probably done by the ladies. It was probably, I would say, in the order of least to greatest, I would say the Bloodline match was my least favorite, even though a lot happened. And those guys banged each other up real good too. I was really worried. But overall, I still was bored with it because everybody's waiting for Roman to come back. After the number 4 to me would have been, I guess, AJ Styles, and then number 3 would be the tag team match. Number 2 would be Damian Priest, and number 1 would be Bayley's title defense right there in that triple threat match. That's my ranking of it. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite moments? Well, out of those 5, give me that top 5.
Well, and you did also say twice. We saw it with the ladies in the triple
Bayley,
ladies.
Bayley, Tiffany,
and we also
and
saw
Naomi.
it with Damian Priest and
Jey Uso.
That they were nice to each other like Bayley and Naomi hugged it out.
Bayley and Naomi are friends. They aren't friends even in their characters and in real life.
Damian Priest stopped his guys from beating the crap out of him. He was like, "That's enough."
That wasn't a nice thing. That was more of him probably breaking away from his faction, kind of a thing. No longer needing to be a part of that faction. It wasn't him about being nice to anybody. It was more about he's going solo. He's good. He's gonna break away from his group. That's probably what's happening in that story. But at least I got my wife paying attention though, a little bit. So that's good, guys. What order would you put those matches in? What was your most favorite match of Backlash to your least favorite? And give me your top 5 on that. That's your homework right there. That's your top 5. All right. Moving on. Last thing I'm going to talk about, it was May the 4th. And not much. This year I didn't do much of my homework. I know there's a new Acolyte trailer. I'll watch it later after this. I am disappointed in the what's being said that's coming out with the Acolyte. I'm not looking for. You know what I'm watching right now? I'm catching up to the Bad Batch. That's this 3rd season of Bad Batch. I'm really enjoying that. I can't wait to. I'm watching it little by little, like maybe one episode a day. I'm catching up on these latest few new episodes. That I'm really enjoying. I'm looking forward to a new season of Mandalorian. I'm nervous about what they're doing with this Mandalorian movie. I'm nervous on that. I'm curious on what we're going to get with this new Rey movie that we've heard that could be coming out. But other than that, no. This year I wasn't really feeling much Star Wars. This year, there's nothing for me to be jumping up and down about. I just hope that my theory is right. That every time, whatever the latest thing or latest movie that comes out with Star Wars is the thing that all these toxic Star Wars fans are just going to shit on all the time. And then when the next thing comes out, then they're going to be like, oh, that last thing wasn't that bad. So I'm hoping that we can hurry and get another Star Wars movie to come out so they can stop. Like, for example, if this new Rey movie comes out, where it's like 15 years later, maybe then these idiots that'll stop shitting on these movies just because they're bored will start giving it the. Not saying that it was the last Skywalker was a great movie or anything like that, but there's no reason to be this weird and toxic about what's going on with Star Wars and stuff. So it just hasn't been that much fun lately. I've been more enjoying the animated stuff lately. I'm going to start getting more into the video games and stuff now. And I'll step back a little bit with the movie stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. So this May the 4th, I do like I do every year. I put something up on social media, but nothing really big. I'm not going to go to Comic Palooza dressed up like Mace Windu. Maybe next year. I love the Samuel L. Jackson character, and obviously I love the color purple. So maybe I'll get that purple lightsaber. Not this year, though. I don't know. I'm not feeling it this year. I don't know. Let me know what you guys thinking this year, this May the 4th. What did you guys do? Tell me in the box below. Tell me your top 5 favorite Star Wars movies or TV shows. Give me your top 5. I love those top 5s. Other than that, this was just a little quick show I just wanted to get that out the way, get that review out. and give you our thoughts on that, guys. As always, comment and let me know your thoughts on all the topics that we talked about. Anything else you want to share, and anything that you want us to talk about next week. I think I'll do 2 episodes next week, maybe. Maybe not. As always, like I said, like we always say, check us out if you're going to be in the Houston area on Friday. If you're going to be in the Houston area, come see us at Comic Palooza. If you're going to be one of the cosplayers, one of the guests, one of the exhibitionists, one of the stars out there, we're going to be at Comic Palooza this year. Come check us out. That's fine. That's fine, baby. It's fine. It's changing on its own. But yeah, come check us out at Comic Palooza, and we'll be doing our podcast live, our 300th episode. Check that out. As always, guys, I can't wait to see you guys there and see what you guys are dressed up and hit me up. Let me know what you're going to dress up as in Comic Palooza. And as always, guys, let's keep talking. All right, that's it. That's the show. Thank you, babe, for helping me out real fast. I know it's our bedtime. We're old. We got to get out of here. People want to find you online. Where can they do so?
My TikTok's Viola Fagan, and my Instagram is Scrub Hats and More by Joy.
And if you want to reach me, it's always at T3 Media Studios on all the socials, or at my personally at Chris W. Fagan. Hit me up. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. And till next time, guys. Peace.